So, hello everyone. Welcome to our second year edition of the 1 year process. It's very exciting. I mean, last year's process was really amazing, and I think apart from the fact that it was a learning training process around breath work, I think it's incredibly valuable, and I think a lot of people have given feedback that it's valuable to actually just have a monthly check-in, with some deep work, monthly check-in, just to keep the process going, to keep the process on track. So with that, bearing that in mind, as I was thinking about how I'm going to structure this year, I have decided to work with the sage's journey or the magician's journey, which I'm going to explain to all of you. It is a different take on the hero's journey of the tarot. It follows the same principles, except it inverts it and goes the other way around, which is very much what the process of consciousness is about. It's about going with the flow, but it's about not going with a herd. We're working with that process of becoming independent in being the sage, in being the magician in our lives. So in terms of that magician's journey or sage's journey, that is going to give a structure for the sessions for the rest of the year. So we'll follow a few stages of that sage's journey along this path, and I will explain that journey to you a little bit later in this lesson. I'll take you through the whole story and what that means, so that we can kind of look at what we're working with, how the structure is going to be. And that structure, of course, is very much about breath work. Obviously, it's going to be focused specifically on breath work, but it's also going to look very closely and extensively and focus very much on our process of growth, of manifestation. We can't, of course, hold space for others in our lives, which is the training side of this journey. We can't hold space for others in our lives if we haven't done some of the personal work, if we haven't been through some of those places, been to some of those places in our inner journey that we are hoping to guide our friends and clients through the breath work. So this magician's journey is a very good structure also for you to be able to guide your clients through that journey. Just as last year we worked with some of the main themes, let's say psycho-spiritual themes, that you would lead people through in your 10-session process. With this process, it's a slightly different map, but it's an equally powerful and equally important map for the inner journey of yourself and of your clients. So we'll talk about that in a moment. We'll just recap some of the principles of the breathwork training. We'll talk a little bit about breathwork as well. But to start, we're going to do 20 breaths just to get ourselves settled and present. And then we'll go into some of the theory. And then, of course, towards the end of the session, we will do a 45-minute breathwork session, a long breathwork session. And my advice or my suggestion with that, of course, is that you do have some sort of speaker and device that you can connect, or some speaker that you can connect to your device, so that you can get a louder surround sound experience. And also, of course, that you lie down and that you have a blanket and pillow. But that's all stuff we'll have time for a little bit later on to set up. So we'll do the 20 breaths first to kick off this journey. So let's all sit comfortably, sit upright, close our eyes. Let's start with a long, deep breath through the nose or mouth. For short. 5 more. And now just keep your eyes closed. Just feel yourself relaxing. Just letting go of everything around you, inside of you, that gets in the way of you connecting. Let's just start off by relaxing in the body, by letting go of stresses and strains in the body, so that you can just be fully present here in the now. And now just become aware of your emotions, the emotions of the last 24 hours, the emotions of the last week. Just be aware of that. What's been prominently present with you. And then just release, so that you can be clear, so that you can make space for your higher emotions, higher understanding to come through. And now just check in with your mind. Just make sure that your mind is quiet, without any distractions, doubts or fears. And as you relax even more, just be aware of your soul, and just feel and sense and imagine that your soul is this vast presence that connects you directly to the divine, this powerful presence of your soul. Steps that energy of the divine right down. So just feel that you're in the middle of, sitting in the middle of this incredible powerhouse of divine energy, spiritual energy. Feel that as a vibration perhaps, or as a tingling. Feel that as an incredible force. It's an incredible force, but it's the presence of peace. It's the presence of spiritual power that is with you. Spiritual power that guides you. And remember, this force is you, a version of you at a higher frequency, a version of you that is more godly. So really allow this godly, divine you to consciously be present with you, to consciously download the energy, the higher frequency of love and light into you, into your being, into your life. I feel this as a feeling of upliftment, feeling being carried from within, being supported from within. Good. Now just take another long deep breath. And as we focus now on embarking on this journey together with breathwork, with spirituality, check in with your intentions for this process, for this year. Maybe just start off by getting a sense of what last year was about for you, what you learned, how you grew. So maybe you'd like to continue with that growth, or perhaps you feel that this coming year is about working with a different branch or a different aspect of that same growth, or of another area in your life that you realize needs attention and cultivation. But above all, check in with the principle of you being the magician in your life, you being the magician who decides what you create, not only in your outside manifest world, but if you're the magician in your life, how does that affect your inner world, your emotions, your reactions to the world out there? How does that affect your relationship with your body and with your health? So really feel the magician energy in you. And if you take it as a given that this is a power that you wield, what do you want to do with that magician energy over the coming year? And the reason why we call this journey ahead either the magician's journey or the sage's journey is because you might find that if you need to be the magician in your world, there's things in your world that you want to change. But maybe you find that your life is in order, it's flowing, and in that case you'll rather follow the sage's journey, which is about having the spiritual well in place, having the spiritual as a greater priority, with the manifest world taken care of to a certain degree. So the sage's journey is about deepening your spiritual connection, becoming the sage in your life. The sage is to the spiritual world what the magician is to the material world. It's about being a powerhouse. It's about holding the reins and deciding how you move forward with the guidance of the divine, of course. So now take a long deep breath and just get a sense of any other message or insight that's coming to you. Anything else that your soul, your higher self wants you to know, or that your body wants you to know, perhaps. And gently stretch, open your eyes, be back connected here.